India's southern Kerala state has shut down schools and offices and declared containment zones in parts of the state amid the risk of an outbreak of Nipah virus following the death of two people from the rare and deadly brain damaging viral disease. The Director General of Indian Council of Medical Research or ICMR, Rajiv Behal, on Friday warned that the mortality rate in Nipah virus infection case is very high compared to the COVID-19 infection. The mortality rate in Nipah virus cases is between 40 and 70% as compared to the mortality rate in COVID, which was 2 to 3%. Currently, India got some monoclonal antibody doses that can be used only for 10 patients. With the number of active Nipah virus cases rising in Kerala, the center announced decision to procure 20 doses of monoclonal antibody from Australia for the treatment of Nipah virus. According to ICMR, the medicine needs to be given on early stage of the infection. According to ICMR DG, globally only 14 patients infected with Nipah virus outside India have been administered the monoclonal antibody. All 14 patients have survived. As many as 6 people have been infected with the virus in Kerala, of which 2% had died earlier. In view of this, restrictions have been tightened in the Kozhikode district, with the administration shutting all the educational institutions, parks and beaches. Prayer gatherings at religious institutions and other public programs have also been banned. Meanwhile, on Thursday, 11 samples of suspected cases and their contacts returned as negative from the National Institute of Virology in Pune. Subsequently, 15 other samples were collected and sent for testing. Now, what is Nipah virus? Nipah virus or NIV causes emerging infectious disease which first appeared in domestic pigs in Malaysia and Singapore in 1998 and 1999, when over 1 million pigs were destroyed to control the disease. Very closely related to Hendra virus or HIV, Nipah virus causes respiratory and occasionally nervous signs in pigs. Nipah virus is a zoonotic virus, meaning that it can spread between animals and people. Fruit bats, also called flying foxes, are the animal reservoir for NIV in nature. The virus can be spread by fruit bats, pigs, and through human-to-human contacts such as saliva or urine. The initial contamination from an animal to person is known as spillover event, and once a person is infected, human-to-human spread of NIV can occur. Fruit bats of the family Pteropodidae, particularly species belonging to Pteropas genus, are the natural host for Nipah virus. There is no apparent disease in fruit bats. Now, symptoms and treatment. Human infection ranges from asymptomatic infection to acute respiratory infection and fatal encephalitis. Infected people initially develop symptoms including fever, headache, myalgia, vomiting, and sore throat. This can be followed by dizziness, drowsiness, altered consciousness, and neurological signs that indicate acute encephalitis. Some people can also experience atypical pneumonia and severe respiratory problems, including acute respiratory distress. Encephalitis and seizures occurs in severe cases, progressing to coma within 24 to 48 hours. The incubation period is believed to range from 4 to 14 days. However, an incubation period as long as 45 days has been reported. There are currently no drugs or vaccines specific for Nipah virus infection, although WHO has identified Nipah as a priority disease for WHO research and development blueprint. Intensive supportive care is recommended to treat severe respiratory and neurological complications. In the absence of vaccine, the only way to reduce or prevent infection in people is by raising awareness of the risk factors and educating people about the measures they can take to reduce the exposure to Nipah virus. Public health education message should focus on first, reducing the risk of bat to human transmission. Efforts to prevent transmission should first focus on decreasing the bad access to date palm sap and other fresh food product, keeping bats away from sap collection sites and with protective coverings may be helpful. Freshly collected dates palm juice should be boiled and fruits should be thoroughly washed and peeled before consumption. Fruits with sign of bat bites should be discarded. Second, reducing the risk of animal to human transmission. Gloves and other protective clothing should be worn while handling sick animals or their tissues and during slaughtering and culling procedures. As much as possible, people should avoid being in contact with infected pigs in endemic areas. When establishing new pig farms, considering should be given to presence of food bats in the area, and in general, pig feeds and pig sheds should be protected against bat when feasible. Third, reducing the risk of human to human transmission. Close unprotected physical contact with Nipah virus infected people should be avoided. Regular hand washing should be carried out after caring for a visit to sick people. Thank you.